Hi, this is Keron Bhattacharya. I'm reading from my novel, SHEILA CHATTERJI, Part 3 of Reincarnation in the Holy Land, Chapter 22. The characters and events in this novel are fictional. The story so far. After spending 40 years in England, Vijon, a 60-year-old divorcee, is currently contemplating spending his retirement years in Calcutta, the city of his birth. 30 years ago, his wife had an abortion. This could have been averted had he been determined to save the baby. With hindsight, he believes that not only was that incident the reason for his marriage breakup, but it also played a major role in creating animosity between him and his son. He wakes up with a strange restlessness. Something about SHEILA is upsetting him. There has been a kind of metamorphosis in her this year, which is far too pronounced to escape notice. The very first day, trying to touch his feet, which he had never done before, made him uneasy, and that was precisely the reason why he wanted to stop her. Since then, a number of times when he telephoned Ojoy and SHEILA answered the call, she was reluctant to speak to him. In previous years, he would have said, "Hello, uncle, what's the topic of your new novel?" Then at length he would have enjoyed revealing part of the plot with a writer's panache. In contrast, this year, the absence of her jovial demeanor is starkly obvious. She is spending all the hours God gives in the office, even Saturdays and Sundays. So Shona informed him the other day. Ojoy said that it was not easy to get into the legal profession. Of course, one could get through all the exams under the sun, but that would only make you a briefless barrister. If you really want to establish yourself, you have to be associated with a prominent lawyer, and that is the crunch. In any lucrative profession in which you dream of making your mark, especially in a place like India where the competition is acute and too many people are fighting for the same crust, you have to pay a hefty price to get through the door. Often parents pay a huge sum of money for their offspring to gain a toehold on the ladder. In David Copperfield's day, the same rule applied in England even now. To receive a decent education in a first-class public school like Eton or Harrow, you need your parents' largesse. There is, however, another way, especially in India. Couch casting is not just prevalent in Bollywood circles, but it is also known to be practiced in other professions in which women are desperate to prove their mettle. He wonders whether SHEILA is sleeping with her boss. The irate phone calls coming from the lawyer's jealous wife are evidence enough of the woman's insecurity. The lawyer's wife fears, perhaps in the same way as Shona does, her family is in danger of breaking up. Of course, that isn't his concern. He needs a favor from SHEILA to witness court proceedings because his new novel is about an Englishman in India accused of murdering his wife's lover. Years ago, there was a notorious case in Delhi in which Captain Nanavati murdered Prema Ahuja because his wife Sylvia was allegedly having an affair with the man. For most modern writers, research has to be thorough. You have to walk the walk, a little like method acting. A week ago, when he sought his friend's assistance, Ojoy was generous. "Of course, SHEILA will arrange it for you." Unfortunately, the young lady was in no mood to do her uncle a favor. Without doubt, she is trying to avoid him this year. "Anyone can go there and observe the proceedings," she said, trying to wash her hands of the responsibility of taking a visitor round the law courts. Ojoy's endless goading, however, has won the day, and she has now agreed to be his guide. "Take a cab to Calcutta High Court, Vijan Kaku. Get down at the main entrance. Climb the stairs or take a lift to the first floor. Court number 5 is situated just to the right of the staircase. Be there at 10:30. I shall meet you at 11. He holds the slip on which SHEILA had jotted down the instructions and puts it safely in his pocket as he hails a cab and asks the driver to take the Eastern Bypass. Not daring to miss the appointed hour with SHEILA, he is keen to avoid any traffic jam, especially the perennial one at Raja Malik Road. The taxi moves swiftly along the Eastern Bypass and then takes the turning by the Science Park towards Park Circus and Chovingi. The Maidan, the Governor's House, the monolithic structures of the cricket stadium at Eden Gardens, each sequentially moves in the opposite direction as the taxi breezes along the busy road. At 10:30 precisely, it stops at the main entrance of the High Court, which is chock-a-block with cars and taxis. An endless number of people are thronging the narrow passage leading to the courts. In spite of the specific instructions SHEILA has given him, he has no idea how to find court number 5. A barrister proudly donning a black gown becomes his obvious target. The middle-aged barrister, courteously helpful, takes him through a crowded corridor where all sorts of people are roaming round. They stop in front of a wide staircase on the other side of which an electronic notice board signals the various cases to be heard in different courts. Take the stairs, the barrister says. You will find court number 5 on the right of the staircase. Eagerly he climbs the stairs. People are loitering on the balcony in front of the courtrooms, some jostling, some waiting patiently. A few barristers are sitting on the benches outside and offering impromptu counseling to their clients. Men and women are coming in and out of the courts. Following the crowd, he tries to get into court number 5, but the doorman stops him. "Sorry, sir, you can't go inside with your briefcase." This is not a dilemma he foresaw when he left home. Obviously, he cannot leave the briefcase anywhere, for he has inside it money, his passport, and some traveller's checks that he intends to cash this afternoon. The morning is hot. Outside on the balcony it is even hotter, and there is nowhere to sit down. All the chairs and benches seem to have permanent residence. His eagle eye spots someone getting up from a chair, and he darts towards it without the slightest hesitation. After a month or so in India, he is beginning to behave like an Indian. There are too many people and too few places in India. You really have to grab if you want to secure success in anything. At 11 exactly, SHEILA, moving with the ease and confidence of a seasoned lawyer, turns up. She has a white sari on and a long-sleeved blouse. A black gown is partially covering the upper part of her body. "I expected to find you inside the courtroom," she grumbles. "I was waiting there a good 10 minutes. "They didn't allow me to go inside with my briefcase," he apologizes. She looks at the briefcase. "You can leave it with me. I have a locker in my office." With a sigh of relief, he hands it over to her. "If you have money in the briefcase, take it out." SHEILA knows that he doesn't keep a wallet in his pocket in case a light-fingered Calcuttan offloads him. "The money will be safe in a locker, won't it?" "Of course my passport is there as well." "Take the passport out," she insists. He obeys her command. "I shall meet you here at 1 o'clock. Like a flitting butterfly, she disappears in the crowd.